Most people destroy their own potential with one quiet question. What if it goes wrong? What if I fail? What if they judge me? That's how they stay stuck. That's how they never start. That's how they spend a lifetime imagining who they could have been, instead of becoming him. But here's the real question, the one most men avoid. What if it works? What if the thing you're afraid to start is the thing that changes everything? What if the dream you keep delaying is the exact door to the life you want? What if the version of you stronger, sharper, respected, unstoppable, isn't far away at all? He's waiting for you to stop doubting and take the first step. This isn't fantasy. This is what happens when a man finally backs himself. Your life shifts the moment your mindset shifts. When you stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what if I win? You move differently. You think differently. You become dangerous. What if you're closer than you think? You act like greatness is behind some hidden door. Like you need the perfect plan, the perfect mindset, the perfect moment. Here's the truth. You might already be standing inside the moment that changes your entire life. You just haven't recognized it yet. What if success isn't far? What if it isn't complicated? What if it isn't about waiting or hoping or overthinking? What if the gap between who you are and who you're meant to be is just one more day of discipline? One more act of courage? One more choice to pick strength over excuses? What if your whole life could shift from one decision you keep avoiding? Most men miss this. Progress doesn't always feel like progress. Sometimes it feels like pressure. Sometimes it feels like chaos. Sometimes it feels like you're doing everything right and nothing is happening. But that's what it feels like right before the breakthrough. The storm hits before the sky clears. The tension rises before the transformation. Discomfort gets louder because you're crossing a threshold. And that's when most men quit. Not because they're weak, but because breakthroughs arrive in silence. No warning, no applause. You don't feel the finish line until you cross it. You don't feel the strength you're building until you need it. You don't feel the transformation until it's already inside you. Look at your life right now. The pressure, the frustration, the uncertainty, the effort without visible reward. That's not failure. That's proximity. That's what being close feels like. Life is testing your commitment. Your future is testing your discipline. Because the version of you you want doesn't come cheap. He's built through sweat, through sacrifice, through silence. He's built when you say, I'm tired, and I'm going anyway. He's built when you choose discomfort over pleasure every time it counts. And here's what you need to hear. You wouldn't feel this fire if you weren't built for more. You wouldn't be frustrated if you weren't meant to outgrow this level. You wouldn't be hungry for change if change wasn't within reach. Look at who you've already become. You're not the same man you were 6 months ago. Not mentally, not emotionally, not spiritually. You've already climbed half the mountain, and you survived things that would have broken weaker men. You've handled pressure most people would run from. You've fought your doubts, your habits, your own mind, and you're still standing. That alone proves you're closer than you think. So stand taller, square your shoulders, shift your energy, lock your jaw. This is the moment, the point where you either break through or break down. And deep down, you already know which one you're built for. Ask yourself honestly, what if the next early morning is the one that changes everything? What if the next painful rep, the next uncomfortable decision, the next lonely night of discipline is the moment your fate flips? What if the thing you've been avoiding is the exact thing that builds the life you want? What if you're not stuck? You're ascending. What if you're not failing? You're leveling up. What if you're not lost? You're being sharpened. You're not behind. You're not late. You're not far away. You're closer than you've ever been. And this is the worst time to slow down. So keep going. Push harder. Move with intention. Walk like a man who understands how close he is to greatness. Because the truth is simple. You're inches away, and inches are worth fighting for. What if you're more capable than you think? You carry weight that would crush most people. Yet you still wake up, still show up, still move forward, and you don't even give yourself credit. You got so used to surviving, you forgot that surviving is proof of strength. You forgot how many times you rebuilt yourself in silence, how many nights you held everything together with nothing but grit and stubborn will, how many times you felt finished, but something inside you refused to quit. That's not luck. That's not coincidence. That's capability, raw, unpolished, real. You look in the mirror and see flaws before progress. You replay mistakes louder than victories. You criticize yourself harder than anyone else ever could. That's because you hold yourself to a higher standard. Weak men stay comfortable. Weak men justify. Weak men settle. But you demand more, even when no one is watching. So ask yourself, what kind of man survives everything you've survived and still wants more? A man with potential, a man with vision, a man who hasn't even realized how powerful he really is. Your struggles trained you, your losses shaped you, your disappointments sharpened you, your pressure forged you. Pressure isn't your enemy, it's your coach. Most men crumble under stress. They fold when it gets uncomfortable. They run when life gets heavy. You didn't run. You didn't fold. You didn't surrender. Even on your worst days, you carried yourself like someone who still believed his future was worth fighting for. And that kind of strength, most people will never understand it. Look at your life. Every storm you walked through made you tougher. Every loss made you wiser. Every setback strengthened your spine. Every scar is proof you showed up even when you were wounded. That's not average. That's not normal. That's resilience, the kind most men spend years trying to build. And you've been carrying it this whole time. Now imagine this. Imagine you stop doubting yourself and start respecting the man you're becoming. Imagine walking like you belong, moving like you're built for something big, speaking with intention, trusting your instincts, carrying yourself like a man who's been through hell and came back with wisdom instead of excuses. Right now, you're operating at a fraction of your potential because you're waiting to feel ready. But readiness isn't a feeling, it's a decision, a switch, a moment where you say, I'm done questioning myself. When that switch flips, everything changes. Your discipline tightens, your standards rise, your energy shifts, your presence gets heavier, your mindset sharpens, your actions get bold. People won't recognize you, but you will. Because deep down, you've always known you were meant for more. You're not behind, you're not failing. You're preparing for a life that demands a stronger version of you. And you're building him every day, even on the days you doubt yourself most. So hear this clearly. You are more capable than you've allowed yourself to believe. Stop shrinking. Stop underestimating yourself. Stop acting average. You are a man in the making, built from pressure, driven by hunger, sharpened by pain. And when you finally see that, everything rises with you. Now let's talk about risk. Most men don't fear risk. They fear becoming a man the world has to take seriously. Risk isn't chaos. Risk is choosing growth over comfort. Comfort is slow decay. Most men choose it. They stay safe. They stay small. They stay stuck. And then they wonder why nothing changes. But you feel it, don't you? That restlessness, that hunger, that quiet voice saying, there's more. That's your future self calling you forward. Every man you admire was built through risk. The risk of embarrassment, the risk of failure, the risk of starting over. Masculinity isn't passive. It's action, it's responsibility. It's stepping forward when fear says, step back. Every time you avoid risk, you avoid growth. You avoid the lesson, you avoid the upgrade. You avoid the transformation. And nothing changes. So flip the question. What if avoiding risk is the reason you're still stuck? Now flip it again. What if the risk you're avoiding is the one move that rewrites your life? The decision that upgrades your environment, your circle, your finances, your future. The step that makes you unrecognizable in 6 months. Most men never find out. They fold when it's time to act. But you're still here, not for inspiration, for activation, because you know you've been playing smaller than you are. Good. Doing nothing is the real danger. It guarantees regret. It guarantees mediocrity. Risk is evolution. Risk is growth. Risk is the difference between stories and excuses. When you embrace it, everything shifts. Courage shows up. Clarity shows up. Momentum shows up. Opportunity shows up. Respect shows up. The man you're meant to become steps forward. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need certainty. You don't need permission. You need to move. Move with fear. Move with doubt. Move with pressure. Move because staying the same is no longer acceptable. Jump, not because you're fearless, but because you're done being afraid of your own potential. Let the man on the other side of that risk rewrite your story. And when your risks pay off, and they will, you won't just rise. You'll become the man they said you couldn't be. So ask yourself one last time, what if you become everything they said you couldn't? Think about every doubt you've ever heard, every sarcastic good luck, every backhanded compliment, every time someone looked at you and silently decided you weren't built for more. Every laugh that wasn't really a joke, every insult you pretended didn't sting, every moment you were treated like you were harmless, forgettable, ordinary. They saw your present. They never saw your potential. They thought you'd stay small, stay predictable, stay comfortable. But what if you rise anyway? What if you shatter the version of you they settled on? What if you go so far that the same people who doubted you can't even look you in the eye? What if you become the man you used to picture in silence? The one you saw in flashes and small wins? In those rare moments you felt something bigger inside you, but didn't know how to unleash it. What if he becomes real, stronger, sharper, calm when needed, cold when required, disciplined beyond expectation, focused beyond understanding, dangerous, not because you harm people, but because nothing can move you anymore. A man with gravity, a man who walks like he knows exactly where he's going. He doesn't beg for respect. He commands it. He walks into a room and people feel it before he says a word. That's not ego. That's evolution. Becoming that man isn't hype. It isn't fantasy. It's a decision, a hard internal shift. The moment you stop apologizing for wanting more, the moment you stop shrinking so others feel comfortable, the moment you stop explaining yourself to people who don't even understand themselves. It's when you replace "what if I fail" with "what if I win?" What if it works? What if you become unstoppable? What if you break every limit you once believed about yourself? Because when that mindset locks in, everything changes. Your habits shift, your standards rise, your energy sharpens, your confidence deepens. You stop tolerating disrespect. You stop accepting mediocrity from others, from yourself. You build in silence, in discomfort, in discipline, and there's no going back. Not because you can't, but because the old version of you no longer feels like home. The boy fades. The man stands up, built, forged, earned. Every "you can't" becomes "watch me." And when you rise, the doubters will switch sides. They'll say they believed in you. They'll call you lucky. But you'll know, you built it. You earned it. You transformed. So now the real question isn't, what if you become everything they said you couldn't? The real question is, are you ready to become the man they feared you might become? Because once you do, the world will feel it. And before you close this out, remember the question you've avoided. What if you actually win? What if everything you want is one decision, one risk, one act of courage away? Stop doubting, start moving. Your future is built by what you do next. If this spoke to you, like the video, subscribe for more, and comment, "I believe in me." Because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the belief that you can't have it. Believe, act, win. See you in the next one.